someone told me that I should start telling, like, just stories in general of things that may be real and or fiction that have happened to me or to someone else. So, with that being said, let's get into story time with Michelle. That's me. All right. So, what we're going to start off first with is, let me tell you about this situation where a gentleman who approached me about going on a datecation. Yes, you like me probably was like, what? So this gentleman wanted to take me out. He wanted to take me on this date. He said, let's go out of town. Okay, flag on the play, flag on the play, right? He said, let's go out of town. I said, I've known you for years. It's cool, but I'd rather not. Like, can we go out somewhere here? Because firstly, it's going to be expensive last minute since you already had plans to go out of town, right? That doesn't equate with me. Now, I'm a particular age. Like, I'm Gen X all day. But I've known this dude, seen him around the city. He knows my people, like my brother, everything. And he's even said, when he approached me, I know your brother. Me and your brother, we talk all the time. Because my brother is in law enforcement, and he might be law enforcement adjacent. Let's just say it's hot where he works. Okay? Because, we got to protect the innocent and stuff, right? So this gentleman asked me to go on a datecation, is what I called it, because he was trying to just skip to the good part. Now, me being a particular age, I'm not a novice to this. I know what that means when you want me to go out of town thugging with your round. So I immediately said, sir, thank you, but that's not what I didn't sign up for that. I don't need to bring you snacks for the most part, because ain't nobody getting no cookies. Like, you about to go through whole cookie withdrawal. And he was like, oh, that's cool, but this is how cat daddies will do, y'all ladies. This man said, yeah, I didn't even ask you on the trip to do all that. Actually, I was thinking we go get something to eat and maybe do some shopping and things like that. But whatever you get shopping depends on how the rest of the trip goes. Okay, so with that being said, I try to go, oh, okay. And I said, well, you still have a few weeks before we go on this datecation. And let me think about the datecation. I ain't saying yes, I ain't saying no, but let's see if I even like your presence, is what I'm thinking, right? So the man's scheme, I shouldn't say scheme, maybe it wasn't a scheme, maybe he thought he was really doing something. But the man asked me to go to the gym with him. Now, I ain't never worked out. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't one of these fanatical chicks that need to be slim trim and all that, right? I'm cool. I was graced with some good genes and low maintenance. Okay, so boom, I go to the gym with and I make sure I'm covered. I'm not out here with ass cheeks out and everything. So we go to the gym and we actually worked out. First day we worked out. It was cool. It was in there maybe an hour. He had to go somewhere. Not a problem. Second time was the week like leading up to the little trip or whatever. And he was like, let me take you to lunch after. Now, see, I'm going to tell you, I have real good spidey senses or women's intuition or whatever. I know fuckery and foolishness, especially at my age, right? So this man goes, let me take you to lunch. All right. Now, as I do like food, I already know how this works too. So I allowed it, right? Now I'm peeping shit while we on this little gym/lunch date. Went to the gym early in the morning. Cool, ain't nobody in there. So again, convenience or intentional, because I'm looking at it after the whole ordeal in another light. But let's move on. Now, We go to the gym, we work out again. It's cool. It's a few little ladies in there. I'm watching you because that's what we do when we trying to see if you for us, right? His eyes was all over the little chicks that was walking in, and they was some cuties, but I don't like women, so that ain't for me. But he was all up there cut at us. You know what I'm saying? All up in there. And I just looked at it and shook my head and go, yup, this is going to be a whole date and that's it. Like, we finished this gym. He was going to take me to a restaurant. And first of all, I thought it was a little weird that you want to take me to a gym to work out and then go directly to go get something to eat. Again, not my ideal situation. But I told him I really don't have time. I really need to get back, get myself together. I still have to pick up my child from school. All right, to start over, I had to go pick up my son. But he was adamant about us getting something to eat, even though, like I said, I don't feel comfortable, working out and then going to get something to eat. But I hopped in his vehicle, his truck, right? That day he drove his truck. He didn't drive his Mercedes. So we go to this little smoothie place next to my house. Now, mind you, I drove to the gym, but you're going to drive all the way back basically where I live. Cool. Not a problem. So I'm sitting there and I'm just going, this is not going to really happen. Like, in my head, I already know. This is not going, again, Spidey sense, Aquarius instinct, I don't know, female, whatever it was, the gods, the ancestors, I knew this wasn't gonna pop off. But let's proceed, right? Because y'all want to hear how it ended. It ended. Okay, so boom. I go to the meal, whatever. I noticed that he's carrying this crossbody, this man bag, this purse of sorts, which is not attractive to me. So I need you to carry your money the old-fashioned way, and that would be in your wallet. Like, what's in your wallet, right? Okay, so we get to the little smoothie place, and I ordered just a smoothie because I'm trying to keep this moving, right? Sorry, I got to get back to my kid, whoop-de-whoop. Now, he's still trying to get me to go on this vacation. So the man says to me, so what is it going to take for you to go on this trip with me? And I was like, I just don't feel comfortable going on a trip with you because, one, it's last minute and I don't have my shit together. Like, I'm going to have to get my nails done. I'm going to have to get my lashes done. I'm going to need my hair done. All these things. And then I still got to find outfits for all of these events you want me to go to, because it was his little fraternity. I know. Real big flags. Okay. Fraternity little kick down, right? And it's getting gooder. Don't even worry about it. So he's like, okay, so I mean, how much is all that gonna cost? Like, what is all that gonna cost? And I was like, I mean, hell, nails and stuff is gonna be at least what, $150 just for some nails. I said, and then I'll have to get my hair done. That's another $200. I'm trying to really let them know, like, dude, this last minute stuff, this ain't what you do if you just want to go on a date with me, sir. Now, I understand, maybe you thought you was getting more for your bang for your buck. All right, so I go to the smoothie place and we talking about hair, nails, did, everything did. And I give him the total. Well, he was like, okay, tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and give you this money to get your nails and stuff done right now. And then you let me know how much your hair is, and I'm going to give you that. But go ahead and get started. Are you going to go now? And I'm like, damn, I really don't have an excuse because he's trying to give all the monies to me, right? So I took the $150 for the nails, okay? And then I went over to visit my parents, and I told him I would call my stylist and find out when and how fast I can get something done to my hair. Okay, boom. Get to my mom's, and my older brother, who he said he knew, is at the house. Now, this is where things get really into the thick of it, all right? So I'm sitting there telling Mom, Buddy just broke off the money for the nails and stuff. He not really caring about this ticket or anything else. Woo woo woo. Am I gonna go? And my mom was like, okay, who is he? And I told my mother, right? And my mom was like, cool. I mean, are you good with going? You know this person? I'm like, I've known him for years. Like, I've seen him around the city. I've seen him every time he's been at work. Woo, woo, woo. He said he knows, my brother. And she was like, oh, okay, well, your brother, he headed to the house. So my brother comes over and big brother steps next to us. And mom was like, hey, your sister is going out of town on a date. And the guy says he knows you. And my brother was like, oh, okay, well, that's cool. She grown. She could do that. And then my mom was like, yeah, tell him who the guy is. So I looked up at my brother because, he's a nice 6'5", in case y'all ladies look. Anyway, big brother, he took a look at me and he was like, okay, you grown. I mean, good for you, right? And I was like, yeah, he said he knew you, that like he even spoke to you the other day or something. He was like, well, who is he? And I went, he's boop boop. And my brother was like, cool. That's cool, sis. He cool and everything. Just make sure you get permission from his wife. Okay, so with all that said, and me talking to Big Brother, and when Big Brother said, wait, just make sure you get permission from the wife, your girl, I looked at my mom looked at me, we looked at each other. She was like, what? I said, hold on. Bro, you telling me this whole person, oh yeah, he been married for a while. Hold on, y'all, it gets gooder. He's been married for a while. Mom, don't you remember me introducing you to him and his wife? Y'all, I can't make this shit up. No, this happened real life. And I'm going to get some people down in the comments trying to guess who it is, I'm sure. But this whole grown ass man, probably old as my parents, now that I say that, did that, right? So, wait, there's more. It gets good because you gotta know what I did after I got through talking to Big Brother. I had to make some more phone calls. So if you want to know what happened with the trip, the 150, my hair, what brother did, and some other people might have got a hold of the information, come back. I promise you there's a part 2 that you don't want to miss.